Hello, beloved Earthbound fam. I just wanted to add a quick additional Astromancy 2 cents to yesterday's message on what I interpret is taking shape in the zodiac today. Um, I wrote all of this down, so I'm just going to read you what I wrote as I was looking at the charts this morning. And hopefully, this message will help to bring some clarity, maybe, to what's happening out there in the stars and the universe and the above that's affecting us down here below. So, I'm just going to read you this message. Yesterday, I mentioned that there's a lot of fire and air colliding in the above, which will be affecting us down here below. Going further in depth with the astromancy of today's chart, which is July 2nd, 2026. I'd like to draw your attention to the top of the chart where our buddy Neptune, is guiding us through these collisions, asking us to invoke our intuition and put into practice the art of discernment. I used this chart as my thumbnail for the videos that you will watch, and I will also be posting this on Substack where you can take a better look at the chart itself if you aren't seeing this. And I made a few marks on there as to what it is I'm going to be talking about today. So anyway, let me move on. I am not a news watcher, really a TV watcher at all. So I'm not sure of what's going on in the ins and outs of what those they people are trying to project out into the collective consciousness at this time, because I get my news from the cosmos and from the charts. And the stars and the planets are telling me this. And of course, reel it in or release it freely if this echo doesn't sit well with you. Otherwise, here is my interpretation of the cosmic haps. The Earthbound Collective is being protected from outside influences by Nep's insistence, as he is projecting out the energetics of a house, if you will, from the house of Aries. Nep is in Aries at the top of the chart, at the peak of the roof, if you're looking at the chart that I presented as the thumbnail and in the Substack. I've sloppily drawn the outline of this house in green with yellow dots where the energies of where Nep's energetic meets Uranus and Mars. Uranus is air, Mars is fire, and they are in conjunction in Gemini, which is also an air house. And they are in a sextile with Nep. On the other side of the roof, Nep's energetic meets Pluto, who is a water sign, as well as Mama Moon, who is a water sign, and they are in a sextile with Nep as well. And they are also conjunct in Aquarius, another air house, at the time of this chart's picture, which was at 6:11 a.m. Central Standard Time. The roof is completed by a trine of Uranus and Mars and Pluto and Moon. From those 2 points, the walls of the house have been established through another sextile from Uranus and Mars to Jup and Mr. Merc. Jupiter is a fire sign. Mr. Merc is an air sign, and when he is in Gemini, he also represents Virgo in an earth sign, but that's not relevant to this particular reading that I am, or my interpretation as of now. Anyway, Jupe and Mr. Merc, who are in a loose conjunction across the border of Leo, fire sign, and Cancer, water sign. And then on the other side, Pluto and Moon are sextile Fortune at 7 degrees in Sagittarius. The house's foundation, if you look at this, is kind of weak. It's that dotted line on the bottom, the blue dotted line on the bottom, but it is still visible here sorry, I need to look at it really quick. Yeah, it is still visible here. I lost my train of thought. Oh, but it is still visible here in a trine from Jupe and Mr. Merc to Fortune and Sagittarius. In fact, I need to change that in my notes. One moment, please. Hold, please. Okay. Sorry. But this is also creating a fire trine between Nep and Aries, Jupe at the 0 degree of Leo, and Fortune in the house of Sagittarius, all of them in fire houses. So, um, fire trines tend to bring the heat, y'all. So the watery, intuitive, energetic that Nep is pushing out to us is really offering us some protection from those outside forces who are trying to fire up our minds toward heated circumstances, so to speak. Not that I can speak right now. I have a lot of fire going on. Obviously, I'm talking fast. Tis the energy. Anyway, NEP is basically putting out fires, for lack of a better term, if we can bring ourselves to walk through the smoke screen of whatever is being presented. Because what's really, truly happening is just on the other side of that smoke. We can't see it, but it is being formed regardless of what our two eyes are showing us. We can use our third eye to guide us. And actually, Neptune rules our third eye. Right now, I can't really define what's being formed per se, because what's going to be formed is being created by the dominant collective energy, and that is determined by the energetics of our individual experiences right now as we all go through this smoky sequence of events. Because we cannot see clearly yet, faith and trust and discernment and love, most of all, love, are required for this journey we are all collectively on in an individual way. Our souls, our sources of unconditional love, are always ready to take on whatever may come if we can get our emotional, overthinking minds to get out of our ways. We really, really rely on our minds, and they don't really always do us the greatest of favors, if you know what I mean. Let me put it this way. We are all on this Earth ship together, right? And each of us has an individual job to do to keep this Earth ship moving forward through whatever situations come our way. Our buddy Neptune, is the god of the seas, and he is providing us with a bright light, shining out to us like a bright, bright lighthouse light, guiding us to the new shores of the next age, the age of Aquarius, which fully commences on July 30th when the nodes change houses, which I discussed yesterday. If you didn't see that video, you can go back and check that out, or check out my Substack post yesterday. It's written in there as well. So Neptune Aries is all about brand new beginnings, and traversing these new beginnings will require us to see things and accept things in new ways that we haven't really explored before. Brand new beginnings are never clear at first, but there's just a spark, an idea, and an insight, right? That's how it comes out about, an idea. And then there's an inception, or an initiation, or a plan that's laid out as to how the new beginnings will take shape and come together. NEP's light is our inceptive navigation tool into and through the murkiness of these new beginnings as we trudge through Cancer's watery, emotion-tugging season. Cancer is the infant water sign, and water is the representative of emotions. So Cancer's house holds the most emotionally triggered, energetic of all of the houses of the zodiac, like a baby, like a child who is not getting their way per se, or if they get their feelings hurt, they explode in this emotional outburst. That's what we're dealing with Cancer. And so these are explosions that we may be seeing happen on a world stage scale, as well as in our own individual lives. We may not necessarily understand what's happening, but if we can bring ourselves to release these outside influences and what they are trying to place in our consciousnesses by going into a state of inner standing, transferring, taking those emotions and transferring these emotional reactions into and through our heart spaces. We can allow our loving hearts to lead us over our overactive minds, which are telling us things that aren't necessarily true. They are perceptions. If we can do this, the emotional waves that are being created by these outside forces will flow right underneath our beautiful Earth ship. And we can use the energy from them to carry us to the new shore rather than bury us at sea. If you catch my drift here. Get it? Drift. Haha. Anyway, sorry. The solution to any challenge is always going to be love. Love dissolves fear, it dissolves hate, it dissolves all negative reactions and emotions that come up. And it just so happens that our buddy Nep is the great dissolver of the zodiac. So we if we can use his energy and find the love, we can all conquer anything this world throws at us. We're all in this together. So that's my astromancy 2 cents or interpretation for today. It actually reminds me of a message I received from my guides a couple of weeks back when I was kind of going through a thing, and I'd like to share that with you now. This is from my guides. If stress and worry have come to play, and you're feeling like defeat rules the day, close your eyes, breathe deep, think of at least one blessing, and say, today, I will let love lead the way. Just got goosebumps. Anyway, beautiful, right? The guides, man, they just know. We just have to listen. So, anyway, my beloved Earthbound fam, in closing, our missions here are not done yet. And there has never been a more important time to remember, remember that you are stars, not standards. Now go shine and have yourselves the most joyful day. Blessed be.